How's it going, everybody? I am DeanoGTO and we're back again with some more Midnight Club 2. So, I'm not gonna lie to you, this is pretty much immediately after I recorded the previous bit of gameplay, because if I'm honest with you, I really enjoyed actually playing this game again, and just in general, the Midnight Club series was a series I always just put a shit ton of time into, so I just kind of enjoy playing this game just in general, and I can't want to keep going, so I'm just going to. So let's actually race Hector, like I said I was going to in the last video. So here's the thing, I actually know exactly where he's going to go to, so I'm just going to drive over there, because I'm pretty sure he just... oh, never mind. Okay, so there was one of these games where you could just drive to the area before the person actually got there, but looks like it wasn't actually this game. Never mind. That's annoying. I'm pretty sure that was a thing in one of the games, but it looks like it isn't this one. It must have been Midnight Club 3. Because I remember in Midnight Club 3 you could literally just drive to the location that the person was going to lead you to and just wait. Because they always led you to the same place. It was just like having a system like this was just a more interesting way of having race events set up, if that makes sense. And where is this guy actually going to? I'm pretty sure he's just going to lead me in a big circle and then lead me back to exactly where I was heading towards. Because that's what I think this guy does most of the time. And also, I am going to acknowledge, having the music turned off does take away a wee bit from the game. I may actually turn it back on just because the music adds a bit more, it makes the game feel a bit more alive. Having no music on, I think actually makes the game feel a bit less lively than it did back when I was playing. In fact, actually, you know what? Let's just turn it back on again here. Not really going to listen to it too much. I'm going to have it on pretty low volume, but I'll just put it on here just so that there's actually something on in the background. Not going to be particularly loud, just going to be kind of low level music just on in the background. So yeah, I'm just used to having the music back on, on the background from the previous times I played this game. Although when I was younger, I would actually kind of play the game on mute as well, just so nobody would know I was playing it. But yeah, having the music on is just nice, and I'm not going to drive down there because I know you're coming back up here. There's no point in me going down there. You're just wasting time. Hurry up. Come on. Yeah, that guy's taking his time, isn't he? But yeah, I know for a fact he's just heading over here and he's going to stop, and then that's when the races with him start. So I actually googled something in between this video and forgot my bad. I completely forgot that yeah, ear shattering noise whenever you're on the cutscenes in this game. I forgot that really quickly, but I actually looked into when Midnight Club 1 was made in comparison to this game, or in comparison to GTA 3, and I think Midnight Club 1 may have actually been the first third-person open-world game Rockstar Games ever made. And yeah, I just completely failed actually going for that there, but if a cop got stuck there, that'd be handy for me. But you're going to see here just how aggressive the cops actually are in this game, because they do not leave you alone once they're beside you. Now, part of it is because I'm in a kind of a slow car, but they are relentless, and it's actually really annoying, because you just can't lose them sometimes. Even doing shit like that there, which would confuse the crap out of Need for Speed cops, and they would get stuck, but the cops in this game are relentless. They actually managed to get him stuck on something. Holy crap, that actually worked. That's unbelievable. That's the first time I've actually managed to get a cop to actually get stuck on one of those pillar things. And here's the thing. Here's the thing as well, in this game, the funny thing about the cops is they will actually still trek gradually towards your position unless you get far enough away from them. And yeah, he was just talking away there, just saying that how I beat the cops and spam this here so he doesn't get loud. So one thing I always find interesting about this game is just how often all the other AI drivers would just drive the same car as the main boss driver. And I completely forgot about this. Okay, so this is a so what this event here is it's pretty much just an event where you have to go and collect all the checkpoints, and you have to pick them all up as quickly as possible and get to the finish line first. I'm trying to remember the best way to go and collect all these, because I'm just going off of memory here. So let's try and go around this way. And hopefully we'll be able to beat all these in here first go, because these These here, I do remember Midnight Club 3 in particular, were really irritating to do, but they're also fun because of that. It meant that you had to like think about the way you're going to like collect them all, and the fastest way to collect them all, the order in which you want to collect them and things like that. And I do think there was, like, I do remember there was a way that I found that was like, I was able to beat the other racers by about 15-20 seconds. But I'm not sure if it was this way. Like, this way here is just like getting all the different checkpoints on this side and then go over across to there. I feel like there was a way that I used to do it where I would go and collect these ones over here first, then go back and get the others, and I'd still beat the AIs. But yeah, that's me just going off memory from like 10 years ago. But I think I should have this one this time. I may as well just use the nitrous just to finish off. So let's see how much I beat the AIs by. And I unlocked Slipstream Turbo as well. If you're not familiar with Slipstream Turbo, and you're not familiar with the Midnight Club games, that's an incredibly useful thing to have, because Slipstream Turbo it's effectively like a free NOS. Because I think what was happening with this here pretty much is they didn't know how to do the slipstream mechanic properly, if that makes sense. So they made this workaround, and I actually think it works better than slipstreaming does in most other games. As far as arcade games go, this is how slipstreaming should be done. Because if you watch here, you see that like little bar on the right hand side that's gradually filling up and it's now flashing red. When you hit circle while that's flashing red, it just makes you bolt on past and just go like really quick. It's such a handy ability because it's basically free nitrous, because you only get, I think it's, well, I think the maximum is 5 nitrous in a car. You don't get more than that. So pretty much the Slipstream Turbo, just sitting behind somebody and then pressing circle for after a couple of seconds, is just free extra speed. So yeah, you may as well try and make use of it where possible. So let's see, how much more is left of this race? Right, so this race does not go onto the highway, that's good to remember. And you do gradually get more nitrous in your cars as time goes by. Like these starter off cars only have 1 nitrous, and it means you have to be very careful with how you use it. I always like to keep 2, I think it was, in the later races. Like even in Tokyo, even when I was getting like the really fast cars, I'd refuse to use the nitrous until like the last like stretch of the race, like the last 2 or 3 checkpoints. Just because like I just know how easily something can go wrong in this game, and how just your race can get screwed up spectacularly in like one corner. But I'm honestly kind of shocked at just how well this game actually controls, considering how much time has passed since this game was made. Like, this game still feels really nice to play, and I still love the way the arcade handle model feels. And wow, it was only 2 wait, was that 2 races or 3 races? That was really fast. That was actually a lot faster than I expected it to be, and just spam this just so it goes past fast. But yeah, I have now got what in my opinion is like the best of the street racer cars already, and I still have like, what is it, like 6 races to do. But let's see, do I want to deal with Steven, or do I want to do, well, if I'm honest with you, I think I actually have to go and deal with this guy because I want to get the burnout feature. If you don't know what the burnout feature is, pretty much it allows you to hold the handbrake down and the throttle, and it basically gives you a boost off the start line. It's a really useful ability, and I kind of want it, so I'm going to just raise this douche because of it. So let's see, how long is he going to just lead me around the circle for? Because I'm pretty sure he just leads me back to like a sort of like a monument, and you just race from there. And this is supposed to be the introduction to the what you call it, to the sort of find your own route sort of races. And where's this guy actually going to? Yeah, his car sucks. I'm not going to use his car. It feels slower than the starting off grey car. I'm not joking when I say that. It actually is such a shit car. I'd never liked driving it ever. I actually did switch back to the grey car after driving his car because I was just like, nah, this sucks. This car's shit. And I think it was called the Emu as well, which is an interesting name. Well, this thing here is called the Monstro. which is a pretty cool name in my opinion. But you can definitely feel the difference between a rear-wheel drive car in this game and a front-wheel drive car, especially whenever you're turning really quickly like that, because you can see that these things seem to just like slide a little bit more because it's rear-wheel drive, whereas the front-wheel drive cars were a bit more stable. But all the cars later on are what do you call it? Are rear-wheel drive, so you may as well just get used to it, like earlier rather than later. And yes, I am just like I am just messing around at this point, just because I'm just waiting for this race to actually start. So this one here, I believe, is yeah, you're annoying. So stop. He's really annoying to listen to, and I just skip him as quickly as possible because I just want to get like this guy just dealt with as quick as possible. So let's see, I have to pick up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 checkpoints. Is that it? Huh, this race is shorter than I remember. Because I remember this race used to be a real pain in the ass because you had to try and find your own route, and it doesn't just give you a set amount of time between each checkpoint. It literally is just like that's interesting. Just the cop car just driving around in front of me, chasing another AI driver. Interesting. I forgot what I was saying because that cop kind of like caught me off guard there. And if you're wondering how I'm getting the car like turned like that there, it's just to get turned really, really quickly. Pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just pressing the handbrake button just as I'm going into a corner, because it just makes the car turn in far, far faster. It's a handy thing just to remember about, and it was actually something I didn't learn till Paris, the first time I played this game, because in the Paris map you have to do a lot of doubling back in order to get going the right direction, because it's very, very easy in the Paris map to go the wrong way, because just the way that map is actually set up. So let's quickly just go past this here as well. So this is the first race where you actually get, well, this is supposed to be your tutorial race into the collect checkpoints in any order sort of race. So let's go up here, and yeah, I remember the fastest way to get this here. It's pretty much just go this direction, turn right, then turn right again, and then get back to the red checkpoint. It's pretty easy. And you can avoid a lot of the bullshit by just taking the straightest road in every single, like, at every single opportunity is the best way to describe it. So pretty much heading down here, and you just follow this road until its end. Then you take a right, or no, yeah, you take a right, and then you take another right, and after that that's pretty much done. It's a pretty easy race once you know the direction you have to go. Plus, I have a ridiculously OP car, which means this is actually going to be a pretty easy race for me. Like, this car here is just insanely quick in comparison to all the other cars that you get in this here, except for maybe one. There's a blue one that you get that's pretty decent. I think it was called like the City Turbo. I think that's what it was called. It was a really, really good car. It was really, really quick. But this one here, as you can see, is just OP. It's incredibly, incredibly quick. It's so much faster than all the other cars that you get. And yeah, there's the crappy Emu car, which is just never, I'm just not going to even bother with, because I'm just like, nah, screw that car. So let's see, and here's the guy I have to race next. There's a guy called Angel in this part of the game, and I think he comes back later, but you'll see what I'm talking about with that there later, whenever I get to near the end of the game. But the guy called Angel, this is where you learn the burnout skill in this game. Like, it's an ability to just hold down the handbrake and the throttle at the same time. And whenever you unlock that there, it just makes the car so much quicker. It makes it so much easier just to get around the map and to just get this just fast. I think it does damage your car over time whenever you use it, but it doesn't really matter too much. And did I press the button? Yeah, I did. Okay, now I'm racing against the guy in the S2000, which is it's an interesting car. I remember not really liking it very much because I thought it felt slow. But, well, let's just say this guy here is not a particularly good driver, at least at this point in the game. And he's a pretty easy one to beat because he just, well, he's just not particularly difficult, and also his car seems kind of floppy or something. I don't know exactly how to describe it. This one here feels really, really like quick and easy to drive. That one there I remember feeling sort of rolly. It's weird because I remember when I was younger I didn't really think there was much depth to like the way the car's handled in this game, but you do actually notice a slight difference in like the way a car's handled. Like, that one there does seem to roll a lot more than cars like this do, because this car here is in my opinion, like a handling car rather than a straight line speed car. Even though it's still pretty good in the straights, the handling in this car is like the main thing that's awesome about it. And if you turn in at the right time, like I didn't there, then it's pretty much untouchable in the corners, at least at this point in the game. And there's actually there is one thing that I noticed, that I do remember noticing later on in this game, and it's the fact that they do seem to reuse a lot of engine notes. They reuse a lot of engine noises later on in the game. Like this car here, there's a car that literally has exactly the same engine note, but I think it's in Tokyo, and it's one of the fastest cars in the game. And it's kind of shocking just how similar the cars actually are when it comes to their noise. And sorry, my bad, I forgot. Yeah, that guy's annoying as well. He's vivid. Yeah, I remember the characters well in this game, and I remember that guy was a melter. Most of the characters are melters in this game, I should say, though. But going from memory, there's pretty much just a straight line. Not straight line, a straight route that I collect all these here in one go. In just one go without having to double back. But, well, I'm driving like a noob right now, so might have to retry this one, but given the way the AIs usually drive, it should be pretty easy to beat first go. But yet again, I'm driving like a noob, so that's not going to help. But it should be doable for me to still win this year, even though it says I'm in 3rd place at this point. So I should, I remember this now. The AIs, for some reason, always want to turn right here. And whenever they turn right at this point, they're kind of making it so they have to double back onto the same road. Pretty much the key with these sorts of events is just figuring out a route in which you don't have to double back. Because if you have to double back, you're essentially just making the route longer for yourself, because you're just driving unnecessary distance. And it's just way easier if you just, well, find a route that means you don't have to do that. And I think I should just be able to up balls. Wow, that guy's actually on the same point in the race as me. I should use this. That guy is actually nearly done the race as well, so I need to be quick here. Oh, come on, AIs, really? Wow. Did the AI just really screw me out of this? What a dick. Wow, I can't believe that. The AI just completely robbed me of that, because that would have been a win, but then an AI driver, for no apparent reason, just decided to spin out right in front of me. I mean, god damn it. Ah, jeez. So, let's just do this again, hopefully do it quickly, so that we don't have to do it again. Hopefully I don't pause it up multiple times, although, saying that, I immediately just crashed into something unnecessarily. Jesus, pro driving right here, pro driving. But, hopefully this time I don't make as many mistakes, and I'm actually able to do this quickly. But, you can see the AIs are a bit stupid sometimes whenever they're trying to drive too quick. Like that guy there just slammed into his own, sort of, body, I guess you'd call them. Balls. Hopefully that guy there, is that guy there? Yes, it's this guy again. This is the guy who's taking the same route as me. So, I need to make sure this guy does not get past me here, pretty much. But once I get the burnout skill, I think it's called, then this should be pretty much easy for the rest of this part of the game, at least. LS should just be an easy thing to beat once I get the burnout skills, because the burnout skills are so useful. Wow, just driving to all the traffic there. And slide through here, up here, and avoid you this time, because yeah, you screwed me last time, and send the car down there. So, yeah, there it is there. You unlocked Burnout. Burnout that's such an incredibly useful ability. I can't even, I cannot just explain just how useful it is. You hold down, just, with the way I've configured my controllers here, you press X and you press R1 at the same time, and it just makes your car just accelerate way faster off the line. And it also means you can just turn on a dime, pretty much. And I'll show you that there once I've beaten this guy. And that guy's car, actually, I can't remember, I think it's called the Beast or something. That car there it wheelies off the line, which is bizarre, and it actually doesn't turn whenever you're wheeling, which is it's pretty cool that they actually thought about that, considering only one car in this game does that. I'm amazed they actually put the effort in to make sure it didn't wheelie, because it just seemed like, why even bother even doing that there at that point, because, well, I should be able to just go over the top of this building here, and yeah, there it is. That's one of the things I just remember about this game. Yeah, it's called like the Bestia, yeah, something like that. So yeah, that's that guy beaten, and I can drive his car, but I'll show you that there just after beating this guy, because I still have to do one more race, and doing the race in that car in comparison to this car is far harder and far more annoying just in general. And you can see here, this guy here just cheats. Like, he just drives forward before you're even allowed to move. Also, I don't even remember this about this game, but apparently there's weather effects as well that just make it really hard to see. Like fog. I don't even remember that in this game. Holy crap. Well, didn't mean to do that, but I'll take it. And let's just avoid the other racers here. And annoyingly, the caps mainly focus on you. They don't really focus on the other racers that much. They kind of do sometimes, but not anywhere near as much as you would kind of want them to. But it's kind of be expected. It's supposed to be challenging to beat this game. And it does get a lot harder and a lot trickier later on in the game, but you'll see here, this is why this burnout ability is so useful, because you can just do that there and then just get going really quickly afterwards. And yeah, I completely forgot about the trucks just turning across in front of you, because, you know, scheduled events and games. So, let's see how much farther I've got to go. Probably another like 5 checkpoints. I really do miss this about games in general. Like, Midnight Club used to be a lot less, like, it was a lot less hand-holdy than modern games when it comes to like directing you on how to find like the fastest route to checkpoints that you want to get, that you want to collect. Because, oops, that was some interesting sound effects there. But yeah, I was going the wrong direction there, so I had to kind of just change the direction I was going. So this is one thing I kind of miss about games of this like era. They were far less hand-holdy about the direction you need to go and like the fastest route to get to where you're looking to go. This game here, you had to work it out yourself and pick the best direction to go by yourself. The game did not help you out with that there. You just had to work it out yourself pretty much. But that's that guy beaten. Now I should get his car Interna. Interesting name. But yeah, that car is basically a Honda S2000, but yeah, let's just try and skip this as quickly as possible. And yeah, that's that guy beaten now, and now maybe else been added on? Nope, it's just Gina. Gina's the last one, I think. Maybe one more after her, but I can't remember. I think it might just be her though. So let's just show you what the Bestia was actually like. So let's see, there it is there. We start with new vehicle. And because I'm playing this on PC, the loading times are ridiculously quick. This thing also has a really interesting engine noise. Like, I think this might be the only engine noise they don't reuse in the game, because this is the only car that actually is anything like this and has just such an interesting V8 noise, because you can tell this thing's supposed to be an old like classic muscle car, because well, just look at it. But yeah, it can do this, and I'll just show you this here now. Whenever you spin the wheels, the car just wheelies off the line, and I think on certain surfaces you can actually get the car to nearly flip over just by wheeling. So I think it was on like surfaces like this here, if you wheelie, the game kind of like used to freak out and just like make the car just like flip onto its back. But that may have just been because I was playing in like I was playing with other people, like, because this game was actually a 2-player game, which is something rare to see these days. But yeah, you can play this game with 2 people and just screw around in the open world of the different cities. But I remember, like, I would just drive this thing here around because I thought it was cool that this thing could wheelie, and pretty much like I would just drive this thing around wheelie continuously, and I think one of my friends just slammed into it and just like flipped the car onto its back because like this drove into the underbelly of the car. But yeah, let's just switch back to the Monstro, because that car is just the easiest one to like do well, and it's just by far the quickest of the cars you can get pretty much. So I think I'm going to leave this video here because I think there's 2 more racers to actually do in this part of the game. I think Gina has quite a long set of races. I think she has 4 races, I think. I think there's a motorbike involved as well, but you'll see that there later on. So yeah, I think I'll leave this video off here, and then we'll get to like the boss of this city after we deal with Gina as well. So let me know what you guys think of this video in the comment section below. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.